Good evening, everyone. It is Lisa. It is time to take an evening balance break. Today, we're going to get comfortable and work primarily on back extension, ability to come up and ability to take some deep breaths. I've brought with me my friend, the big bolster. I'm sitting on a blanket and I have a spare one up here. You might want to grab a folded towel. You don't have to have fancy bolsters. You can just get a bunch of pillows or towels and put them together. Just something to be elevated upon, and it doesn't have to be this big. I've also brought my blocks with me just in case. Go ahead and get yourself in a seated position. I'm going to move this a little out of the way. Get yourself in a seated position, and I have a tendency to come here first because it feels good on my hips. But what might feel a little better is to allow my legs to be held in this position as opposed to letting them kind of dangle and fall. That's all a choice for you. Just move a little bit. I'm going to go a little side to side, a little forward and back. I'm going to check in with my ischial tuberosities, those butt bones, those sits bones as people call them. Make sure you've got a left and a right, and find your home seated between the two, on the two, equal amount of weight, if you will. Then let's begin. Hands can go wherever you're comfortable. Nice deep breath in through your nose. Exhale with that audible sigh. Again, so you can really listen for the sound of your body breathing. Again, and feel your breath both in and out. Do another one so you can feel your body breathe, the expansion and repletion, perhaps the rise and the fall. One more of those, and your next sigh will mark the start of your practice on this day. The intention is ease. The invitation, gently in through your nose, out through an imaginary straw. Let your body hear that on repeat. Gently in, out through an imaginary straw. As your body hears those instructions, your mind can sit back and simply watch your body respond to the invitation. Body looking for the new possibilities of ease. New gentleness and new ease. Check in, eyes, steady gaze, even when they're closed. Check in, face. Invite all the muscles of your face to relax. Check in, mouth. Structures within at ease. Tongue, jaw, throat. As your lips lightly close, you begin breathing all through your nose. Remember that your body will come back to the sigh quite naturally. And when you feel like you need the re-invitation to ease and calm, Come back to the straw. As we invite in ease, allow your neck to gently move, perhaps head side to side. Maybe there's a little spine with that, gently side to side. Back to center, big inhale up. Gentle exhale, relax the chest. It's a little bit of a slouch. Inhale, rise. Exhale, hands in front of you as you begin to fall forward. Again, it's a gentle fall. Ease your way in. Perhaps your elbows come to the floor. Perhaps your whole body comes to the floor. Remember, there's always a prop that you can use in front. Another bolster, blocks, your own elbows. Again, sometimes it's nice just to hold your head, put your big head, heavy head down, as it were. You may feel that your tail is starting to tuck under. The spine continues to flex, both from the bottom, tail tucked and body round. This may create a stretch on the back side of your body, what we call the superficial back line of your body. Picture that somewhere between the base of your skull all the way down to your pelvis, perhaps even into your buttocks. Allow the head to either drop or rest. And while there, check in. Eyes, face, mouth. Will not stay here long at this time. On your next exhale, press yourself up with your hands. Go into some extension. I'm just going to hold my leg as I do that. Chest up, shoulders back and down. 2 breaths right here. Finish your second one with a sigh. I'm going to bring in my long bolster. And on it, I've left a blanket. I'm going to turn so you can see me. Start with the knees bent. I'm going to allow the bolster and my pelvis to meet. And as I start to lean back, use your arms for help, legs for help. And you'll allow your body to land on your pillows, your bolsters. Keep the legs bent here. Now there's 2 big caveats here. One, if you feel any sensation in your lower back, got you in the wrong place. The easiest way out of that is to just move a little farther away from the bolster. We want there to be a lengthening on the superficial front line of the body. It doesn't mean we want to fold the pelvis, so you ease into this. Second place to check in is with your head. As some of you come back Notice that you might be looking off behind you a little bit. So you bring in a little bit of an elevation. And of course, if your back is bothering you, you can keep that a little higher. It's almost a little too high for me. I'll take rid of one layer. Looking for your face to be parallel with the ceiling above it. Arms off to the side or wherever they're comfortable. And remember that may be elevated. So the hands are on your floor. Go ahead and turn your palms up. That will externally rotate the shoulders. Hands are on the floor and they relax, as do wrists, as do elbows, as do shoulders. See if you can just get that sensation that at some point your shoulders will drop down along the bolster. Chest is the highest thing in the room. Arms relaxed. What we're not looking for here is sensation in the back, a compression. We're also not looking for any pinching in the shoulders. So if you need to move your arms around, elevate the arms on something, go ahead and do that. Spend a bit of time right here. As you check in, breath. Eyes, face, mouth. Let's add just a bit of work, 3 breaths here. The intention is to fill up the lungs so the rib cage can expand just a little bit more. 3 breaths. After the third, finish with an audible sigh. Fill up. Two more on your own time. Third one with an audible sigh. If you're comfortable right here, go ahead and stay. You may even consider turning your toes in slightly. Your knees can come to touch. Nice and relaxing for the lower back. If you'd like to move on, go ahead and extend one leg down. If that caused any sensation in your lower back other than ease, go ahead and bend it. Might want to put a prop underneath it so it's part way up, part way down. Go ahead and add the second leg and then just adjust here a little bit. As you've lengthened your leg, your pelvis tilted forward a little bit, which may have caused a little more compression in the lower back. You may just need to wiggle away from the bolster a little bit more. We're working on that superficial front line of the body from pubic bone to rib cage to neck, sides of the neck as well. And then of course the arms can move into a stretch on the arm line, perhaps across the pec. Inappropriate places to feel this one are in the lower back. probably anywhere on the back. Another inappropriate place would be the knees. You may find that you need to bend your knees just a hair, just not locked out. And then as we allow possibly a stretch through the chest, something on the anterior chest, a stretch would be appropriate. Something in the back or pinching in the shoulder within, not appropriate. Move out of that. Just keep playing with it until you find a place that's right. And then check in, breath. Eyes, face, and mouth. Come out to hands and wrists, elbows, and shoulders. Toes, feet, ankles, knees, and hips. Know that you may get a little tingling in the fingertips here. That may be just a little too much stress, a little too much stretch, or stress in the form of a stretch. Perhaps it just takes bringing your arms back down to a T instead of a Y. Let's take 3 more big breaths here. The focus is on the in, expanding, extending the rib cage. Finish your third one with an audible sigh. We'll make another change if you want to. Again, if you're comfortable here, no reason to move. You've decided that your legs are better up, you can come back to that position. If you'd like to move on, listen for the directions first. Knees are going to bend, feet and knees together. Then you'll allow your knees to drop out, right knee to right side, left knee to left side. You may choose to keep your blocks with the legs just kind of dangling in the air. It'll be more of a yin stretch, an actual stretch on the inner thighs and groin. If you'd like more position of ease, blocks come up and you place them under the thighs, under the shins, wherever's comfortable, so you can be held in this posture. Check in lower back. As our hips externally rotated, pelvis probably tilted forward a little bit more. Is this still appropriate on your lower back, or is it just too much? We're looking at the line between pubic bone and ribs. Think of your six-pack abs. Picture that six-pack holder. We're looking for that gentle elongation, looking for improving the space, allowing some ease between the rib cage and the pelvis. And bring your hands up to your belly and just gently massage. Check in with those abdominal muscles to the very core. They should be soft. a pretty big should. Invite them to be soft. Allow them to be soft. Allow them to stop holding you up. Arms can come back out to the side. Spend about 2 minutes right here. Oh, excuse me. It's a rather loud entrance of the music. The song you were listening to was called Drone in D. This is actually a drone in D. Bring your hands back up to your belly, between your hip bones. As we talked about ease and falling into ease. Feel the ease about your lower belly. It is this part of the body that is said to be associated with this note, this drone of D. Again, invite the absence of work in the external muscles so that blood can come back to the center of the body and work on the deeper abdominal work, digestion, perhaps. If you are content right here, you can stay right here. If you'd like to come back to the seated position, help your knees up. Come back, let your arms do the work of picking up your head. We'll do a little bit of a crunch. 3 breaths here. The focus is on the exhale. Calling back in that modicum of core work. And then help yourself up to that seated position. Altar in front. So come back to seated. If you like props, grab them. Let that gentle play of extension, inhale, exhale, flexion. Back to neutral, head left and right. Add the body left to right. And again, easing into these movements, falling with ease as opposed to force. Back to neutral. Bring hands to center to keep the work in the torso. Gently rotate and rotate. back at center. We lean forward with a flat back. Good, so it's a nice straight spine, leaning forward from the hips. A bit of a teeter-totter. Stay forward this time. Perhaps your hands rest on floor, perhaps on props. I'm going to bring the prop back in. As you're ready, it's a nice exhale with a sigh and round. Good. And with no prop, it's to the floor-ish, with or without a head hold. Again, it's the superficial back line of the body, somewhere between base of skull, down into the lower back, maybe even the pelvis. For some of you, deep into the hips. And on your next exhale, we'll round up from there. Come back to neutral. Find that ease in your spine on a gentle sit. And when you are ready, as you are ready, if you are ready, one more deeper breath together. Exhale with that audible sigh, marking the completion of your practice for this evening. Whether you're live or on recording. Thanks for joining me.